Yeah, sorry, I had to go to the little spoilers room. Oh, Deficus. Well, I guess I'm the new head of Million Dollar Media.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Million Dollar Media. I am your host, Max Gellerhals, and with me today we have.
The despoiler Chinggis Yan.
God, I love that name. And today we're going to be talking about Mad Max Fury Road, the 2015 film that was the long awaited sequel to the Mad Max franchise from director George Miller. It was his return to the action movie genre after directing Happy Feet 2, and Babe 2, Pig in the City. So, yeah, this was a long time coming for him. And I'm just going to say it well, first off, I have seen this film. Yen, what about you?
Unfortunately, I haven't. I remember seeing the trailers in high school, and I guess just recently I was watching clips of the movies and watching a, a video about Immortan Joe's anatomy.
Still gotta watch that. Um,
It's good.
but yeah, but I think you'll be able to follow along. So part of this video is also going to be me pitching this movie to you, and why I think it is a masterclass in action movie filmmaking. First off, this is one of my favorite films of all time. I'm a huge action movie junkie. I think action movies are an art in their own right. I think in order to be a really good one, you gotta put in the work, and I think this film does put in the work and then extra. It's just an adrenaline rush of a film, and it's just fun and chaotic to watch. Like everything in this film, someone put their heart and soul into everything. Like the cinematography, the stunts, the costume design, the engineering of all of these really cool cars and just different vehicles in general. Like everything in the film is just designed to just be the most chaotic, beautiful thing imaginable. And it all fits within this world of Mad Max because that's what this world's just designed to be. Like people who have lost all hope and have just decided I'm going to design the craziest thing imaginable to just make life less shitty. So yeah, and the perfect example of that, in my opinion, is the Doof Warrior. Do you know who that is?
No, can't say that I do.
Okay, he's the guy with the flaming guitar.
Oh, that guy who wears like a red, almost like baby suit. Yeah.
There's a lot more into that guy's backstory if you read up on it. I'm not going to say it here, but if you want to look it up, it's pretty fucked up and weird. He's the perfect example of just what this world is. It's just all right, I got this guitar here. It has a dual purpose of having a flamethrower on it because if some dude gets close to me, I could just burn him. And the reason why there's a guy in a guitar doing this stuff is because when you're in war, there was the drums of war and the music of war, and you had people in bagpipes. But since all these fucking cars are have their V8 engines and no mufflers at all, you gotta be loud, so you gotta fucking get on your guitar and just fucking go at it, and have these giant speakers behind you and just fucking rock out. Come on, it's just fucking sweet. And I haven't even gotten into our main characters yet. I guess what I could say is like all George Miller films, he does not focus on his main characters. And Max in this film is an example of that. But then again, he is an archetype of the drifter who comes into town and saves the day. Like at the beginning of this film, he has long hair, a beard, and he is just a grub. Like he is just a fucking animal of a man, just with, again, as he says, he has only one instinct, and that's just to survive. And throughout the film, it's Tom Hardy manages, in the very minimal dialogue that he has, to convey a man trying to gain his humanity back, about no, I'm gonna actually help these women out and save and get them away from this person. And I think he does a really good job in the film. I don't know how much of him you have seen in this film, but is there anything you can add or you want to know about Mad Max?
Okay, so I think you mentioned this in the theaters, but Mad Max, like in the timeline of all this, you said he was a former cop, right?
Yes.
Or
So in the first film, and he also mentions it in Fury Road, he's a cop who is just barely trying to like keep his small town at bay. Like it just like trying to keep the peace as like society is slowly starting to like unravel. Because like
uh
in the first film, it's nothing like this. It's more like day one of people slowly starting to lose their mind. Like the economy shit, but like we're not at the point of like wearing S&M stuff and having to like kill each other for water yet. It's like it's still relatively within reason of like how we've gotten to this point. But in the second film, they just fully like committed into this idea. But he was a cop who lost his family and got revenge on the biker gangs that did it. And in the second film, he's just a road warrior, just going out and about doing different things and helping these people out. In the third film, he becomes a gladiator for Tina Turner and helps these kids out on this train. And in this film, he's just basically an animal just trying to survive in the wasteland. And he's kind of forced into the situation, but he kind of just like reluctantly goes along with it until he's like an active member and like, hey, we should do this instead of this because where you're going, it's not. I'd rather do one really shitty day and know that we're gonna possibly get to a better place than drive 3 years out into basically the salt plains and maybe get to somewhere nice. Like that's where he is at this point in his life. It's just like, look, just deal with the bullshit now, and maybe something good will come out of it. But yeah, he was a cop. That's basically it. He's kind of
okay.
again like, sorry, I don't know where I was going with that, but like, just again, it goes back into the like the cowboy lone gunslinger kind of idea of like a lawman who's given up on the law coming back in to save the town.
Sheriff turned vigilante.
Yep. God, I really went off there. I didn't mean to, but
All good, man. Shit, you're just showing your genius is all.
not really. It's just me just blabbering out. Like this is why I'm
Okay,
called
yeah,
Lord. This
you.
is why I'm called Deficus. I just shit stuff out.
You know what? Okay, fine. Yeah, you're right. Quit yapping, woman. I'm just kidding.
Whoa. Speaking of women, we got some really badass women in this film. We have, and the character that kind of made us do this review, Charlize Theron plays Furiosa. I'm really curious to hear eventually what you have to say about her performance in this film, because weirdly enough, this is her film more than Mad Max's film. Like she's the character that goes on the arc, or like a more of an obvious arc.
I'll be honest. I didn't really see her. I didn't watch too many clips with her in it.
That's a shame
Like,
because like I do think like her performance is like what made the character iconic and why they wanted to do a film about this character. She's tough, but she still cares about these brides and she doesn't want to see them just be used as like sexual objects. Like they have their own voices, they have like their own autonomy and she wants to get these women to a better place. But she's like the one who's like, look, it's a hard life out here. You girls have been sitting pretty for a long time. You guys gotta like really like step up your game here because if you can't deal with like the fact that everything hurts out here, you're not gonna survive. She plays a badass mom character, kind of, or like parental figure.
yeah.
But there's also elements of tragedy in her character that I really won't get into since you haven't seen this film. But like after seeing Furiosa, knowing how hard she like wanted to get back to a certain place and ultimately to see what happened to it, it is heartbreaking.
Oh yeah. I ended up. I read what happened, but I didn't read. I guess the whole thing, or like didn't look up the entire scene.
I gotcha. But yeah, it's a big tragic element that now after seeing both Furiosa and Fury Road kind of makes her story have this really tragic moment of like the lowest low possible and having again what I said about Mad Max being that kind of hope or like seeing things from a different point of view kind of makes her character have like a good like revenge arc ultimately. Yeah, just Great character. If you want to hear us gush more about it, we will have our Furiosa review as a companion piece to this review as well. So please go check that one out. I guess the other main character we could kind of talk about is this war boy named Nux. Do you know much about this? Did you see anything about this character?
I mean, the only thing that I saw about him was like his triumphant. I
Yeah,
don't want to
okay.
spoil.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But
Yeah.
what I like about this character, it is he's a crazy, fun, wacky character who starts to humanize throughout the movie. But what I really love about him is that he is an insight into the mental manipulation that all the other war boys have of like a Morton Joe, like they see Morton Joe as a god, and they will do anything to ride with him to Valhalla. So getting to see him kind of get deprogrammed throughout the film and become more human is really fun and makes that character very interesting. Just the war boys in general are like a really fun element, like the spray painting the chrome on their teeth and having them basically commit ritualistic suicide every time they fight.
Screaming, "Witness me!"
Witness me! Like just so fun. Well, not the suicide part, but the well, maybe none of that's fun, but it's really fun to watch.
You heard it here, folks.
Also, great villain in the Morton Joe, just a very terrifying presence. Like this really like fat man with fake plastic abs who manages to like who has control over water, but like just a fun villain. I love like getting to see like this like cool. No, I shouldn't say quiet menace, but like this tense like feeling like of his entire army being after this one little truck, and it's this one little truck against an entire armada of crazy batshit insane people. Which is a very fun villain. Like it's really gotta say like I guess other characters we could kind of talk about real quick is the brides. I really like them. Not much to him. I think the if we were to say which one's my favorite character would have to be the redheaded one, but the one that I think is the hottest is the girl with the really heavy eyeliner.
I didn't really take a good look at the brides. I just know one of them looked like a Filipino girl.
Yeah, I think I know which one you're talking about, but I think the one I'm talking about, her name is called the Dag.
Uh huh.
Like, I think she's pretty funny. She's just this weird, creepy, like golem looking girl that I think is kind of hot. So, yeah, put my Instagram down below if you want to not acknowledge my existence at all.
You're a creepy girl. Go hit up my boy Max. No,
Yes. If you're a
are we
very,
talking like
if you're a,
Jenna or Tatum?
no, like if you're a very like golem, heavy eyeliner looking girl who's looking for a very outgoing, pudgy, bearded,
Hold on
looking
now.
man.
I
Okay,
wouldn't say I wouldn't say pudgy.
don't be
I'd say bearded light.
bearded light.
And
Okay.
obese. Let's go with obese.
Yeah,
How
all
about
right,
that?
obese. Obese looking man. I'm the guy for you. Maximus Deficus.
Maximum shit.
Yeah. Don't ask how I got that name. But yeah, just great characters. I guess the things I could kind of talk about real quick before we start to like wind down on this review. Just going back to the action, I think the two action scenes that I love the most are the first one that I really like is Furiosa and Matt and Max's first time meeting each other and getting into a fight. Like that entire fight is just a great way of showing like obstacles that characters have to get around. Like Max is muzzled and on a leash connected to Nux. Furiosa has one good arm, but she also has the wives on her side. So it's just this really fun like fight where they have to get around each other's obstacles, and ultimately who wins is it's pretty much a fair fight in that case, and it's really more about this character knows how to survive better than this character because well Max has been out in the wasteland longer than she has, so he just knows how to get around situations like this better. My other favorite action sequence is ironically the moment where both her and Max, like Furiosa and Max, kind of like learn how to work together and like are fighting like those mountain bikers. It's them like learning how to work with each other, like Max having to reload the sniper rifle, them using all the guns that they can at the time. It's just a really well done action sequence that like has really good pace to it. Like the cars, it kind of gives this film like a second engine. It kind of like really pushes it forward, like just a fun action sequence that ends in a tragic way. But I guess I won't go too much into that in case you haven't seen the film. But just a really well done action sequence. And then I guess if I could talk about one more, the finale is just epic. Like all those cars, all those machines, all those fucking the war rig, the Doof Warrior mobile, whatever that one's called, the Morton Joe's monster truck, the people leaders truck and van and all that shit. Just what a fun finale that is just epic in all sense of the word. Getting like the moment where like Max is like on those like pole, oh god, what are they called? Those Cirque du Soleil like pole vaulting people, and like his head barely like hitting the ground, and then him swinging back over, seeing everything explode. Just so fun. Like, God, this movie's so fucking awesome. Great pace, great characters, great time. Highly recommend the film if you haven't seen it. It's been 9 years, so I guess the one thing I do want to say that I really like about this film, but it's very personal, is I'm just happy that we have a character in Max Rockagansky, whatever his name is, Mad Max. I'm just glad that there's a character named Max that is not a kid, a dog, or some name of a gun. Like,
Mm-hmm.
like think about it. Like in every movie, like the 5-year-old little white boy is named Max. The dog is named Max. I never like. There's no adult character named Max, but I have this one character who's a part of one of my favorite films of all times, and it's actually a good fucking film that is named Max. So, as someone named Max, I appreciate that there's this movie out there. This is my representation, folks. This is how I feel seen. All right. Well, Yen, is there anything you want to say before we wrap this review up? I have talked a lot. This is how Maximus Deficus shits out his words.
I love Morton Joe, and I think he's a good role model.
Um,
No, I'm just fucking with you. I don't actually think that. I think he's a really cool. He's a character I want to see more of. So I'm probably gonna try and watch the
actual film.
yeah.
Good idea. Yeah, I can't really think of anything else I want to say. Like the film is beautifully simple in that way, where it's like it's not like overly complicated out of a story. It's basically like point A, point B, back to point A. That's it. Beautifully simplistic in its storytelling and artfully chaotic. And yeah, that's all I gotta say about this film. Yen, please watch it. I would love to talk to you about it sometime. But for now, that's how we're gonna end this review. Yen, is there anything you want to say before we wrap this up?
No.
Okay. We are releasing this video along with our Furiosa review, so go check that video out. We had a lot of fun talking about that movie. Yen got to talk more in that video. He actually saw that film with me, so please go check that out. But yeah, that's all I really got to say. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed my show of affection towards this film and why I love it so much. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. Please like, subscribe, and share. Check out our videos coming up. We should have a reaction to Venom: The Last Dance, another Tom Hardy film that's coming out. So check that video out. We're gonna be reviewing a bunch of X-Men films coming in the near future. So yeah, go check those out. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and yeah, have a good day. Bye.